Article 7. Movement is Medicine. The Stroke Safe Guide to Exercise and Recovery. Article Summary. This article establishes movement not simply as physical activity, but as one of the most powerful and accessible tools for rebuilding the brain after stroke. It reframes exercise from a fitness goal into a core mechanism of neurological recovery, energy restoration, and identity rebuilding. It reinforces a central principle of the Rewired Runner philosophy. Movement is not optional in recovery. It is medicine for the brain. About the author. Mark Ford is a stroke survivor who turned ultramarathon runner and is the founder of Rewired Runner. He helps survivors rebuild belief, energy, and purpose through movement. Read by a text-to-speech AI. Important safety. Note, this article shares lived experience supported by research, but it is not medical advice. Stroke recovery and mental health responses vary widely. If you're experiencing persistent low mood, panic, trauma symptoms, or thoughts of self-harm, please reach out to a qualified clinician or crisis support in your country. Section 1. How exercise became my most powerful recovery tool. After my stroke, fatigue owned me. I don't mean regular tiredness. I mean neurological fatigue so heavy that some days a shower would send me back to bed. My brain was injured, and everything required enormous effort. I didn't begin my recovery by running. I began with survival, small steps and short walks. Slow, unsteady, awkward. It felt nothing like the man I was before. But something changed. On days I moved, even just a little, my mind worked better. My thinking was clearer. I could process information better. I felt more awake. Movement gives more than it takes. My speech made early gains through repetition and speech therapy, but it took about 3 years before exercise began to improve my speech clarity and rhythm. Once I strengthened my breathing system and reduced fatigue, movement helped me control articulation and vocal timing better. It wasn't quick, but it was real progress over time. Emotionally, this phase was confronting. Recovery forces you to face your limits, to see weakness, frustration, and lost ability. But it also reveals something powerful. You can build again. I stopped chasing who I used to be and started building who I could become. And it all began with a simple decision. Move every day. Even when motivation was gone. Even when progress was invisible. Even when it hurts. Section 2. Why movement changes the brain. Exercise after a stroke isn't about fitness. It's brain repair. Exercise activates neuroplasticity. Movement stimulates BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that acts like fertilizer for damaged brain pathways. It helps the brain reconnect and adapt. It improves energy and stamina. Stroke disrupts how the nervous system produces energy. Aerobic exercise retrains the body's energy systems, reducing long-term fatigue. It sharpens thinking. Every time you move, your brain gets more blood flow, oxygen and nutrients, exactly what it needs during recovery. It stabilizes emotions. Exercise increases levels of dopamine and serotonin, which improve mood and motivation, key to long-term rehabilitation. Adaptation is the engine of recovery. Progress isn't magic. It's adaptation, your body and brain adjusting to small amounts of repeated, safe stress. You don't start strong, you become strong. 5 minutes of walking became 10. 10 became 30. 30 became jogging. Jogging started running. Running became ultramarathons. Brick by brick. Section 3. How to train safely after a stroke. RR Concept 1. Safety first. Medical clearance required. Train within safe limits. Stop if you feel dizziness, chest pain, blurred vision, or sudden weakness. RR Concept 2. Start small, build slow. Early stage, 5 to 10 minutes walking. Increase gradually. Later stage, 20 to 30 minutes walking. Keep conversational pace. RR concept. 3. Use effort control. RPE. RR concept or fatigue management is part of training. Rest before crashing. Short sessions work. Recovery is a training tool. RR concept 5. Train brain and body together. Coordination plus movement. Breath work. Cognitive drills. RR concept. 6. Progress loves consistency. Motivation fades. Discipline builds recovery. RR concept 7. Training is still possible with limited mobility. Many survivors use a wheelchair or live with limited movement on one side. Movement is still possible, and progress is still possible. If you can't move a limb now, you are not excluded from recovery. Effort still changes the brain. Section 4. Final message. Exercise rebuilt me, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. I don't train to be fit. I train to live with clarity, energy, and purpose. Effort rewires the brain, and effort is always a choice. Medical and references. Full medical, legal, and conflict disclaimers are contained in the written article, as are scientific references to support and scientific statements made.